Tiny School Registration System by Juan, Yennefer, Norma, and Anthony. What is Tiny School Registration System? The Tiny School Registration System, TSRS, is an internet-based system which will have an interior architect that will be used with standard internet browsers. The Tiny School Registration System will allow users to input, share, and update information. System will allow users to update information regarding class schedules, registration fees, student information, academic requirements, student registration, class information, and faculty information.
On slide number 3, we have primary actors and secondary actors. Under primary actors, we have enrollment services that gives reports on retention, updates student information, and checks fulfillment of graduation requirements for students planning to graduate. We have advisors that determine if the student has met the course prerequisites, are in good academic standings, are meeting graduation requirements, are eligible to register, and enter the eligible student's ID for approved online courses. We also have faculty that uses a registration system to check enrollment in students' classes, gets a class list, checks a student's transcript, and looks up a student's phone number and other such student information. We have register that uses the registration system to enter new classes for an upcoming semester, cancel a class, and checks conflicts in classroom or faculty assignment. Under secondary actors, we have admissions that add new students. We have system administrators that handle systems, creates backup, and maintains users' accessibility. And lastly, we have bursar's office that receives registration fees for students. On slide number 4, we have the case diagram of Tiny School registration. And on the diagram, we're able to see the multiple actors that were described on slide number 3. If we take a look at the diagram, on the left-hand side, we have the admissions users that admit students. We have the advisors that have the responsibility to register the students, logs them in, and registers the courses the students are interested on taking. If we take a look at the right-hand side, we have the faculty users that have the same privileges that the advisors have, in addition to maintaining the students' information and assigning classrooms to students. If we continue on our left-hand side, we have the bursar's office that charges the registration fees to students. If we move on to the right-hand side, the upper right-hand side, we have the enrollment services that maintain students' information. That's their only privilege. And if we take a look at the register, the register has the same privilege that the faculty in assigning classrooms to students, in addition to adding classes and deleting classes that students are no longer interested in taking. On slide number 5, we have the web page where primary and secondary actors should register in order to have access to the registration system. The basic information required to register, for a new user to register, is the user's first name and last name, the faculty ID number that should have been provided by the campus or the school that is creating the registration system, should be entered on the third line. And a quick note towards the faculty ID number: if no ID number is entered in this line, no access will be provided within the registration system, so it's very important. The email address needs to be provided as well. A password needs to be created with at least one capital letter. This password needs to be re-entered for matching and to confirm that the password has been properly re-entered, and the option to continue to the next page in order to sign in, or if the user is required to reset the information, or if there was a typo, then the reset button is available for the user.
Registering new users, UML data sequence. Admissions will set their ID. Next, the system will verify their ID. Once admission approves a student, then the admissions will create a student ID. Once the student ID is created, then students can enter their information to create their own account. Once they create their account, submit, save, and close.
Here we see the Welcome to TSRS sign-in page. Users can sign in by using their email address and password they previously registered in the new user registration page. Users also could click on the hyperlink Password Reset to be directed to the new user registration page to reset their password. After advisors have successfully registered students for their classes under the specific school term, class schedules and fees can be seen under the Schedule and Fee page as we see here. The student's name, along with the student ID number and the term, are listed to the left-hand side. The school schedule and class schedule can be seen to the right-hand side by subject, course section, days/time, and the room number of the course. Fees can be seen at the bottom left, and fee descriptions can be seen as well, along with the cost of each description. The fee total that is due can be seen to the bottom right.
UML data sequence for charging registration fees. The registrar's office sets the ID. The course maintenance forms verifies the ID. Once the advisor and student select a class and gets a professor and then enrolls into a class, the course maintenance forms verifies enrollment. Once enrollment is verified, then the registrar's office can update the fees to the student's account. Save, then close.
The Tiny School system wants to prepare students for their careers, and it has future directions and expected changes that will help students have hands-on training. The registration system will take advantage of individual accounts created for each student, which will keep all their academic information. This information can be used by the Career Center as a tool to match students with respective internships or employment opportunities. The Career Center will have the opportunity to associate with different organizations and local businesses in an internship program. The Career Center will use the system to determine the qualified candidates for the internship based on their academics, extracurricular activities, and student interests. The student will be enrolled in a special internship class where employers will provide feedback on a student performance on a bi-weekly basis in the system. Once the system is up and running based on students' performance, the organization will make a commitment to hire those students enrolled in the internship program. In addition, the system will develop a subsystem that will assist students to transfer to the best matching campus for their academic aspirations.